opposite of.
I'm gonna be the right hand of God.
I want to be in the back, back pew.
Yeah, that's right. Me
How
too.
you doing?
That's the way my upbringing was. I always sat in the back with my dad and mom and my grandfather and my grandmother sat in the front.
How you been, Chip?
I'm good. How about you all?
We been fine.
I got to see your presentation to the county commissioners.
Did you?
I watched it online.
Yeah, she did a stellar job. We all did.
Hey, you got it done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Lisa,
I love it.
Lisa
After
got the
all-
letters, right?
We're not on yet, right?
No.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are.
we are?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. We're live, you mean?
Yep, we're live.
Okay. We're not in the-
I just turned it on.
It's for real.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Leave it open. You have another independent show.
Yeah, sure. She asked me, and that's why.
You only have 3 members here today.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
2.
Right, but
Oh, thank you.
so if there's a,
Okay, thank you. All right,
decision.
today is November 6th and it's 8:35 a.m. I'm gonna let Lisa go ahead and take over.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Lisa.
First of all, I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. My name is Lisa Thompson. I'm the president. I'm Mary Walker, member.
Member, Shamandi Blake, election director.
Michelle Holiday. Oh, office day.
I'm Paul Showalter. I'm secretary.
and I'm Chip McLeod, I'm counsel to the board.
Dawn Jacobs, President Rock Hall.
8:35.
Sandra General, President of Rock Hall.
Larry General, president of the department.
Okay.
Welcome.
We'll call meeting.
First, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Like I said, my name is Lisa. The declaration of quorum we have is here.
Yep.
I welcome all members and guests. Approve the minutes from October. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from October the 2nd, 2025 board meeting? So moved.
Second. You take a vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same with nay. Change of the agenda.
Are there any changes to the agenda that anyone want to make?
No.
Okay.
I'll turn it over to Simone at this time.
Okay, for the election director's report, I just want to let everybody know that we did, the battery testing on the poll books because we're still going to be using the poll books for the 2026 election. So we did battery testing to see how long the poll books will actually last throughout the, throughout the day for the election. You also have your precinct voter count. If you look at your precinct voter count, if you look at the Democrats and the Republicans, look like they're almost getting neck and neck here.
I think there's 40, what did I figure out? I did that the other night. 44 difference.
Yeah, that's not bad. But I mean, it's 44 different, so we still need some election judges out of that. This one, Ms. Murray, you have different. So yes, this is 44 difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. Oh, very last page. Also, last time during the last board meeting, we discussed to go talk to the election judge. Go talk to the commissioners about the election judge increase as far as their election pay, and also talk to the commissioners about us relocating to a different site, since our office and our warehouse is kind of getting to the point where we're kind of squeezed tight in here. So the good thing about it is they did agree to increase the election judge pay. So the chief judges are going up $50 per election, and the regular judges are going up $25 per election. So I think that makes the chief judges $325 per day, and the regular judges are going to be, is it $275? $275 per day. And as far as the warehouse, the commissioner said they'll come back around to that to see what they can do as far as deciding where to put us at. But right now, we're still going to be right here at 135 Dixon Drive. The next thing I have available, I think everybody got a copy of it. It was for the polling place plan. And legislation has passed, Senate bill and House bill. It was Senate Bill 259, House Bill 274, during the 2025 session. And it requires the local board of elections to submit an election plan to the state board of elections for approval at least 7 months before each primary election. And what it is, it consists of the polling place plan consists of where the polling places are going to be, where the drop boxes are going to be, and where the early voting site is going to be. Right now, we don't have any changes. We're still going to have our polling places at the 9 locations that we had in the past. Our drop boxes are going to still be at Rock Hall, Galena, and at the library. And our early voting site is going to be at the library as well. So does anybody have anything that they want to, talk about regarding the polling place plan? Did you have a chance to look it over?
Do you want a motion for acceptance of the
And when she get done talking,
plans?
I'll work on it, make a motion. When she got done talking, I'll work on make a
Okay.
motion.
So nobody have any questions or concerns about the polling place plan that we have set up?
Okay.
All right.
I make a motion to accept the plan as given by Simonia. Can I get a motion to accept it?
I'd be glad to make that motion. I think we have done well with what we've been doing, and I think we can continue with the current situation. Very good.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and stick with the plan that we currently have. So, I'm not sure if you guys got a copy of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it should have all of the 9 locations, the drop box, and, the early voting location as well.
Mhm.
And what we have done, Michelle and myself, we have reached out to all of the backup locations because we also have to have a backup location just in case something happened during early voting. Now, our early voting backup location is, Washington College.
Okay.
So right now, we're just waiting on, they approved us to use it again, but we're just waiting on them to send us over the contract.
Where on campus? I'm curious.
It's gonna be in the dance studio.
The dance studio, because that was, the room that could be secured, with having to leave the equipment there.
Yeah.
And number 2, we had a changing of the guard that I did not realize until I actually called her on her personal phone and found out that that person is no longer in charge. So now we deal with, Ms. Dolores Jones, rather than Ms. Lane Grant.
So today, what I'm gonna do, we have to go out every election to, perform a signal test to make sure the signal is actually working so it can connect to our router that we get from the state board. So I'm going out later on the day to perform a signal test there. I have already performed a signal test at the Kent County Public Library and submitted the results to the State Board of Elections.
Thank you.
And Michelle, have you received, and for the non-polling places, we also have to have backups as well. And I think you received mostly all of
I
your,
received most of those back, and again, due to changing of the guards, at those places, it was a little bit of, but I'm grateful for, the ones who have been in charge in the past, kind of giving me the information, to contact the ones who are in charge now.
now, if you guys want a copy of the backup polling places, I'd be happy to give you a copy as well.
How many backup polling places do you have? One?
No, we have to have a backup polling place for each polling place,
For each.
for each one.
Okay, I know Washington College. What's the other?
Washington College is for early voting.
Early voting. Okay, what?
I can give you a copy of it. I don't know it offhand, but I can give you a copy of all the backup polling places. Yeah, and we have to send out a request to utilize those polling places. And for early voting, we have to send out a contract to utilize Washington College and the library as a early voting site. Yeah.
Thank you for doing it.
No problem at all.
You finished?
Mhm.
Board member report to closure and campaign to contribute. Anybody have any? I make a motion to approve it and nobody have no.
I'll second it.
We don't really need any action. That's just
Right.
more reminding the board members about their
Yeah.
responsibilities.
Tip, do you have anything to say?
No, I did, I will say, I did, as I know the discussion about the office space has been going on for quite some time, and I did get a chance to see your presentation to the county commissioners. And what I took away from that was they are looking at alternative spaces and they're still gathering information. But I would be, it may even be worth a follow-up, just
Yeah.
reminding them how important it is that.
We've been
that-
following up for 2 years now.
Because I mean, no, and they have a lot going on, which is understandable, but, with how you all operate and everything, this space is really becoming a challenge.
It really is.
So, and especially, when it comes to the election, that by next year, and I don't expect you'll move before the next election.
No.
That's not realistic, but beyond that, you can imagine that it might be more.
And I explained to the commissioners the last time and the county admin, in order for us to move, it's going to take the state board of elections at least a year to get all of the wiring in. So we let them know ahead of time, what needs to be done and if we're going to move. So yeah, it's going to at least take us about, even if they decided to move us after this election, we wouldn't be in for another 12 months.
Yeah. But it's good. I mean, it was good to have that meeting and keep
Yep.
reminding them that it's a priority for the
Mhm.
board.
Mhm.
That's all I have.
We need to we discuss all the old business, it's on the back. Of the first page,
Of the,
all the old business.
The only thing for the old business was the increase of election judge pay. And announced that Omar Gomez
Yeah.
is our new employee
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Did you introduce yourself to him?
I did. I got to meet Omar, yes.
Right.
That's great. Congratulations on having more staff.
Mhm. And I think the last time we were here, I think Miss Nancy asked about splitting up the days
Oh, yeah, I got it.
for the election judges. Miss Nancy asked about splitting up the days for the election judges, and I kind of explained to her like how difficult that would be, because right now we don't even have enough election judges to staff the polling places. So yeah, I did explain how difficult that would be with that. So that was the old business. And as far as the new business, we just went over the polling place plan. But is there anything else that you want to discuss as far as new business? Guess not.
I would like to, slide in here and I'm going to put you on the spot, Ms. Dawn, because I, sent an email, regarding, election judges. I have even been recruiting people that have called in. People that call in and I can give them a quick look up. And if they are of a certain party, I will say, hey, are you interested in being an election judge? So that way they're kind of, I mean, I hate to say it this way, but they're on the spot. And I was like, hey, I'll get that information out to you today. So if I can, I will send it by email. And I find if I send it that way, I get it back a little bit quicker than snail mail. Because I think sometimes they set it off to the side as if 2026 is, way, way away. So I have been actively recruiting in non-traditional ways.
And we do have a deadline to get these election
Yeah,
judges
sure.
assigned.
So,
And Michelle has been trying to get them assigned. And just to make you aware that our training is going to start this second week of April.
so, I was wondering, how are you as far as recruiting? And, if you gotta have any events planned that, that can take place. I mean, if you kind of get them interested, I'll do my best to pull them in. And I know you stated you wanted to keep the old, kind of the old, application for purposes. So now that has to be updated. But to the $25 more for, our judges. And because I am losing judges, I desperately need, Republican judges. So any effort that you could, put in, I'm open.
If I can respond, I was planning to ask to say a few things under public comment, but I'm more than happy to speak up now. And I do have a couple questions. We have been overloaded with some other scheduled activities.
Mhm.
So, the game plan for, recruiting Republican, members to, the election judges is just now taking off. You're aware that Sean Polson and Barbara Reed did door knocking in one community. And I think they got up to a total of 24 between them and a couple people we found. They're about to do that again. I think it's November 15th, Saturday, with a few more people involved in a different neighborhood. November 20th, we have a membership meeting, and we will be emphasizing it, recruiting election judges very seriously at that meeting. Team 36 will be speaking, so we're expecting a significant turnout. Usually we get 50 to 60 people to attend. And then we're going to do a serious phone call program using a list of people who have attended our picnic, which was close to 100 people, and this next coming membership meeting. Since they're the people that have a specific recent interest, seem to anyway, in the next election, which is the major topic of a lot of our conversations. We then have an annual meeting in January where we'll continue to, it's a big meeting. We'll continue to campaign for election judges. And the other thing I did, I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks ago, I reached out to a school board member to ask what the direction was to go to get high school kids interested. And she was going to reach out to the high school principal. I'm not sure where that landed yet, but we're really happy to get involved one-on-one talking to kids or teachers and school principal, of course, to really get serious about recruiting them. So that's kind of our game plan right now. And again, because of what's been going on, we didn't get a whole lot of real serious plans in action, but I think now it's going to take off. I do have a couple questions. During early voting, how many days in a row do you expect people to sign up for? Like once they're qualified, this assumes they're trained and qualified. When I'm asked that question, I couldn't say based on what I observed. People
Now, during early
4 days a
voting,
week or just one day.
during early voting, new judges are not qualified as far as, we usually put our judges that have already worked during the election. So in order for you to work, if you're a new judge, in order for you to actually be assigned early voting day, you have to work at least one election cycle. So for instance, the new ones that's coming in, no, it's not new.
No, I mean, new to me.
The new ones that's coming in for 2026, they'll be eligible for early voting for 2028.
Okay, so the people we're recruiting will only be able to participate
Election day.
election day.
Mhm.
So primary voting day, you'll have 50-50 in terms of.
I can't
staff,
guarantee what we'll have.
But that's what we're
Yeah,
supposed to
because,
have.
yes, yeah, that's what we're supposed to have, but just because we're supposed to have, don't mean that we definitely will. I mean, we will work hard on our effort, on our part, to, make sure it's, parity. But we can't guarantee that when election day comes, because people drop out at the drop of a dime. So if we have to fill them in with people, then 9 times out of 10, we're gonna choose, someone that already has the election experience by their party.
So where do those people come from? I guess is what I'm asking. If you don't
They
have,
come from our pool of judges. So, I mean, whether you believe it or not, we do have judges that will fill in. It can be Democrats, it can be Republicans. So for instance, we have 120 election judges, and early voting, we only need 11 judges per day.
Right.
So if somebody drop out, if it's a Democrat that drop out, if it's a Republican drop out, we still have 90 some judges to choose from.
But wait a minute, now I'm getting confused. What? Takes 120
To
judges
run non
on
10
election
precincts.
day
Mhm,
across all 10 things, okay?
mhm.
Um,
So during early voting, we have 120 to choose from
right, early
Mhm.
voting for the general election.
for the primary and the general.
But for the primary, that database is not going to include the new people that we recruit.
It's not gonna.
So where do they come from? Where do the experienced ones come from for early voting?
From the
For the
100,
primary?
from the 110 that we have for the primary election. We have 110 judges for the primary. We have 110 judges for the general. So for each early voting day, we only need 11 judges. So we have 11 judges at the polling place for day one. So if 3 Democrats call out on day one, we still have 90 some judges to pull from that poll of the experienced judges.
Because there's fewer polling places for early
But
voting.
yeah,
I understand that, I understand that.
Yeah.
so we only need 11 judges per
Mhm.
day.
So if we recruit the 80 new Republicans,
They'll be working during the election day,
general election.
primary election,
No, you said not on the
primary election day. There's election day in the
Early,
primary.
the difference
not early
between
vote.
early vote.
No,
Okay.
there's different, yeah, there's
I
a
know.
difference.
So if you recruit judges now in time to get ready for the primary,
Primary, right,
they could work primary election day.
Day.
okay, I hear what I'm
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
But
Okay.
early voting, those judges are gonna be the experienced
Yeah, I
judges
got
that are
it.
already
I
in the
got it
judge
now.
pool.
I
So
got it. I was
in order for your new judges that's coming in 2026, they'll be eligible for 2028 early voting.
Early vote,
Mhm.
If
right,
that's what they're
but-
interested, yeah.
but the ones who recruit now will vote, could be involved in the voting for 2026 primary on primary election day.
Yes,
Yes.
because we definitely need those
Yes.
judges.
I got
Especially to get to the parity.
you.
Mhm.
Right.
That's always
And
the
you
goal.
al-
This has
and you
been
al-
discussed for a number of
Yeah.
elections.
And you also have to remember, when you're recruiting these judges, you have to remind them it's gonna be a long day.
Oh, yeah,
They're gonna be there from 5:45 to possibly 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
right.
And they don't pick and choose which position that they have.
Right.
So we fill them in as needed.
And
You
they
know-
cannot leave the polling places.
Yeah. So they make sure they have to bring their lunch and their breakfast and their dinner and things like that. Because a lot of judges that we have trained in the past, they weren't made aware of that until actually training day, the day of training, and they decide to drop out.
And no cell phones, that's another
But,
big
but,
one.
but I will just add, just getting people to say, yes, I'll come to the training is a big accomplishment. I mean, the fact that there's people out recruiting judges, there's a lot of nuances to being a judge, but, get them interested. And yes, some may show up at the training and go, whoa, I didn't know all this. That's not necessarily anybody's, you know what I mean? You all. I
But we
think
try
that-
to educate them before training,
Yeah.
because we only have a certain amount of seats per training class. And it's really hard for us to think that we have, because when you're coming to training, we have you assigned as a judge.
But I mean, I guess what I was saying is getting leads from the public for potential judges allows you all to say, hey, this is what you're in for. Right? I mean, this is a cooperative effort that you all are, I'm just saying, getting them interested, they call the office about being a judge, then this office can start saying, this is what you're in for. Okay, yeah, I'm willing to come to the training. Right?
Well,
I'd like
if they,
to just touch on a very important word you just used, cooperative. We are working to be invested in this effort, okay? This side of the aisle here, and you folks, so that when we send somebody in, or we bring their paperwork in, we want to be aware of if there's some indication they're stepping away. Because then we'll follow up and call them and say, what's your problem? Okay, so when we need to be sure we've got some sort of line of communication.
Well, I
What is
told
that?
her last time, I said, just follow up. We're here, just call them. Now, we're not gonna call you up and say, hey, this person decided not to, if you bring a name in, make sure you make copies of those applications. Hey, Shamandi, I've dropped 3 applications off. Have they scheduled a training? and we can say, hey, you know what, they decided to back out, they
And that's
decided.
the call we need, right there.
I told you before, just call us and.
But we don't know they've done it. We need you to communicate to us.
You need to follow up with them
Yeah,
and ask them, have you called the election board?
we're gonna
to
be
find
so
out what's
busy.
going on?
Or those people may call you themselves and say, hey, I went in, and, you know,
Sometimes they don't.
but
Would call them. If
I hear what
let me
you're
just,
saying, but a two-way street would be much more
but if
productive.
if somebody gets recommended to come in and want to be an election judge, if they end up not becoming a judge, it's most likely because it wasn't going to be something they want to do.
Mhm.
There's not a disqualification, right? I mean, there's
Well,
basic,
sometimes there is.
you got, well, I'm
No,
talking about getting
no,
into the
there's not.
training. No.
After training, there could be a situation where
After-
the trainer says, this isn't a good idea.
You
Yeah, but
gotta
that's
be
not what I was
mad.
saying. I'm talking about getting people interested enough to come to the election office, have a conversation with somebody, and then maybe hear enough and never do it. Most likely, they're not going to be disqualified. More likely, if they're not interested once they realize what's involved.
And we
That's
work very hard
So-
to keep them engaged.
Wait, let me tell you
But I guess-
something.
Let me-
The trainers that we have, they are very good.
Right.
They would do one-on-one training with the person if they really need it. So it's not like that we just put them in and take them out. No, Cynthia and what the other one, Rhonda, they are very good. I have seen them do one-on-one training. So they will make sure they're doing their job.
I understand.
You know, they
And then
understand what they're doing.
if they, like, for instance, if a judge come in and they sign up to be a poll book judge and it doesn't work out, then we'll recommend them to be a unit judge. You know, we'll recommend another
Because we want
position.
judges.
Mhm.
Yeah, we want judges.
So it's not like we just put them in and throw, if they don't do that, throw them out. No, it's not
No,
like that.
Okay, can I
understand
just-
that.
Yeah, Michelle's got her hand up
Yeah.
there.
I just
I'm
have
sorry-
one more
I'm
quick
sorry,
question,
Michelle.
If I could, before you start, Michelle, please.
Wait,
But I,
Dawn,
but I need to address what we've done so far. First of all, the 24 applications, that's not the case. I gave Sean those numbers and I told him of those judges, which ones, were actually Republican judges. Because there were some that were not, which ones that were already judges. And there were some that were. Do appreciate any effort that he puts forth as well, or anybody at this point. When it comes to the schools, we actually reached out, our boss. So we've already sent something out to the school. Can I tell you that I sent that out a couple months ago? Still nothing. I got absolutely zero response. When I say zero, I mean bumpers. From phone calls to emails to simply mailing, doing a mailer. I did all of those things and literally could not get a call back. As a matter of fact, and I'm going to be quite honest, when I called out to the school, you would have thought I was trying to call the president. They were literally, you know, the lady pretty much let me know from the gate that they wouldn't be interested in that. And I was like, okay, you know, I can say that I've done my due diligence. So we have, kind of always had an issue getting into the school since I've been here. And so, you know, we wouldn't dare just tell somebody, you know, come in and we're going to take up, you know, 2 to 3 hours of your time and then boom, you're out the door. That's not how that works. I have done one-on-one with people on election days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not, and I will, you know, run that little gray car of mine to wherever you are if you need me. So, and sometimes if you don't need me, just to check up on you, because if you're new, you know, I know sometimes it can be a bit much.
And as a matter of fact, we did like 3 days of one-on-one
Yep.
with the lady that you recommended.
Yep.
We had her come in and we did like 3 days. She was back there for like 4 hours a
Mhm.
day. And we did one-on-one with her as well. She was a
So if
election
you want to
judge.
learn, we're going to help you. We're not going to, you know, just toss you out.
And to
the
be
wolves.
truthfully honest, I don't think any election office does that. You know, if you're not working out, then they have to go on to the next person. But yeah, we took it out of our busy schedule to actually set it up for her to come in and, she asked questions. We gave her examples. She went through the poll book, and I think she came in like 3 days in a row, and we helped her out. So we try to, if you don't work out in one position, we'll try to put you in another position. But like I said, we're going to try to have it as parity as we possibly can. But people drop out during election day, and we have to call people at the drop of a dime. And sometimes this is first come, first serve, because you need somebody there to man the phones. So it's really
And so I definitely will call call people and start calling them as early as I see where stuff isn't happening, and try to get that happening. And we do have some judges that have been extremely faithful in coming, literally at the drop of a dime. So, like I said, we're doing our best to achieve parity, but I can't, technically snatch people by the ear and make them serve. I wish that they would, because then that will cut out a lot of the excess chatter that I know not to be true. But anyway, okay, I'm done. You can go.
Do we have anybody that have public comments?
Don has.
I have one more specific question.
Mhm.
Is there a change in the rate for training?
No, training is still saying $50.
Okay. And do you currently have the 50-50 mix at the chief judge level?
Yes, we do. We have a lot of judges that actually changed their party.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
A lot of people are still interested in working as an election judge. And when they found out about the parity and that it might knock them out of their position, they were willing to change their party. They were willing to change their party.
Public service, civic duty.
did I say chief judge?
Chief judge is
Okay,
correct.
that's what I want to be sure.
I think it was one polling place. Well, it was 4-1 was the only polling place that we didn't have parity, because I think it was a Democrat and unaffiliated. But last time I think we talked to, what was her name?
We talked to Miss Karen.
Yeah, Karen Cauliflower.
Yeah,
So she's gonna be a chief judge there.
Because you find some that are absolutely staunch about, I am what I am, and that's on both sides. So we have 2 polling places that are absolutely perfect.
But nobody here has suggested anybody change parties.
No, we
So
can't- we
it's just
can't
a
make any
fascinating,
suggestions like
it's an interesting phenomenon that people would actually do that. We don't know why, but either way, we don't recommend that.
No, we don't.
Some people just like doing it,
Yeah.
some people just enjoy
Working
acting with
yeah,
people,
serving
yes.
yeah.
Well, I can tell you with the poll watchers that I've worked with, a number of them, I think, became election judges. It took a whole year.
Yeah, we
Because they
did
like
have
that.
a few of them that come
They
became
said, wow,
election
this is
judges.
really interesting, and they were only seeing really the poll book. And one more question, on the standing all day, literally, I hear what you're saying, but that, they're allowed to sit down at some point.
Oh, yeah, they don't stand all day. We have extra chairs.
That's one of the negatives I hear rumbling when I'm talking.
No, we have extra chairs for the only person that usually do most of the standing is the union judges. But we have extra chairs placed in the room for them to sit down, because you're not busy all the time.
Right. Okay. That's
But we
what I
do
thought.
expect for when someone come in there to vote, we do expect you to be up and ready.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be working hard, and please, this is not meant to be an adversarial effort. It's not what it's about. We just want to get Republicans to step up, because it's been, a drum that's been beaten, that they don't step up. And the last election, I think more Republicans engaged in the process. They certainly came in to vote, and the next election may prove to be similar, I hope.
And well, it was good that this topic came up during your meeting with the county commissioners, if I'm not mistaken, about the judges and the parity issue, and they got it. I think one of the commissioners said, "Oh, well, looks like we need more of them." So, and that's good to get that word out at that level, right?
Yeah,
So that they might be talking to people. That was good to have that mentioned during the county commissioners meeting.
So we're serious about our efforts. That's all we can say at this point. We'll be letting you know.
We're glad you are, really.
Yeah, and just like I said, when you have names and just give us a call because we're gonna be working our butts off here. So we can't say, oh, you know what, I gotta call Dawn back and let her know such and such didn't come in. Just give us a call. If you have a spreadsheet or just call us, hey, Shamonda, can I follow up on one? Well, Michelle's gonna be the one in charge of the hiring of the election judges. Hey, can we follow up on this person? Have they set up a training? Things like that. But yeah, just give us a call. We're more than happy to, because we keep notes in our election judge module, so we'll definitely let you know what's going on.
Thank you.
And anybody have anything to say?
I think that's it.
The next meeting will be December the 4th at 8:30. If no other questions and no other comments, we can adjourn the meeting. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
It started at 8:30, but then still said 8.
Efficient meeting.
That's good.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem, Miss Mary.